Hello, in today's video, I'm sharing beauty products I regret not trying sooner. I finally did try them and have been so impressed. I've been enjoying these so much and think you'll love them too. And it's been about a year since I did this type of video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm excited to share this variety of products with you, so let's go ahead and get into it. Because I was so devoted to and had such a love for Laura Mercier caviar sticks for so long, and I still feel the same way. I think they're some of the best eyeshadow sticks and cream eyeshadow products around. I just never gave Bobbi Brown eyeshadow sticks a chance. I was always pretty dismissive of them until some point last year, I think. Despite how many times I heard how great these were, I just stayed devoted to my caviar sticks. But I finally decided to give these the shot they deserved. And then I kicked myself for having not tried them sooner, because these are every bit as good as Laura Mercier caviar sticks. They're very flattering on textured and mature eyelids. There are matte and shimmer shades to choose from. These have become staples in my makeup arsenal, just like Laura Mercier caviar sticks. And I could have been enjoying these way sooner than I did. So today I scribbled golden bronze onto my eyelids. This is golden bronze right here, and just blended it up and out into my crease with my finger. And then I lined with Bark, which is a deep matte dark brown shade. This is Bark right here, and I just swiped it here with a liner brush, which is how I line with it. I take a slanted or a flat liner brush and just swipe it along my lash line. It's so easy. And if you wanted a similar look but a little bit lighter than this golden bronze, soft bronze is really pretty. You almost can't even see it on the back of my hand because my hands are sort of a medium tone right now. But there are so many more matte and shimmer shades to choose from. They're creamy, they set down beautifully and wear beautifully throughout the day, and I'm sorry I didn't try these sooner than I did. When it comes to viral beauty products, which are in abundance these days, I feel like there are two camps of people. There are those that want to grab it before it's out of stock. They want to know why the products are viral and just get them right away. And then there are others who want to know if the products are actually as good as people say they are. They want to sit back and wait to see if they're worth the hype. As a beauty YouTuber and content creator, I often need to jump on viral products early to test them out for you. Other times I sit back and I wait. This was one of those times. Let me know what camp you fall in the comments down below. So this is Thanks It's MAC from MAC, obviously. This went viral for both the formula and the shade. It's supposed to be a universally flattering neutral shade that pretty much suits anyone, and everyone was loving it. You couldn't get your hands on it for a while. And as someone who's been burned by a universally flattering neutral shade that's supposed to suit everyone, Clinique Black Honey, I just didn't feel the need to jump on this right away. And I actually kind of forgot about it, and I was shopping one day and saw it and decided to pick it up and try it. And because it's in this video, clearly I loved it. I love the shade, I love the formula, and I'm kind of sorry I didn't jump on it sooner. So if you are familiar with MAC Modesty, and if you like that shade, I think you'll definitely love this. I think this is a little bit deeper than Modesty, but in the same vein. They describe it as a taupey pink nude with silver pearl, which sort of put me off at first. It's what I've had on during the video, and I feel like it just gives such a nice sheen. There's no glimmer or glitter in it. It's just a nice mauvey pinky nude. It's not too warm and not too cool. And the formula of these Luster Glass Sheer Shine lipsticks is really nice. It's not a thick, creamy, sticky, heavy formula. It's very lightweight and silky and moisturizing. You can feel how comforting and moisturizing they are. There's raspberry seed and organic extra virgin olive oil in it. I know the name indicates this gives sheer color payoff, but I would say it's more semi-opaque with really nice shine that lasts nicely for this type of formula. I feel like I lose the shine before the pigment wears off and my lips stay feeling comfortable. I have several shades in this Luster Glass Sheer Shine formula, so even if this shade isn't up your alley, I'm sure there's another one to suit you, but I love this shade. Thanks It's MAC. So sorry I didn't purchase it sooner. This is in my regular rotation because it's so easy to throw on with anything. I've done laser hair removal in the past a couple of times. One was at a spa and one was with a very popular at-home device, and it didn't go well. So the spa experience was for my bikini area. It was expensive and you're in kind of a vulnerable position and it's painful. There's a burning, sharp kind of rubber band snap sensation that repeats over and over, and you have to keep going back for several weeks, but it does work. And a couple of years ago, I was approached by a very popular at-home laser hair removal device brand to potentially work with them on a very lucrative brand deal. I always have to try things out before I share them with you. I have to be sure that whatever I recommend is something that I fully believe in, that I think you'll like. And I wasn't really getting the results I had hoped for. And they were asking for some things in this contract that I just was not comfortable with. So I ended up turning that deal down. Now, I saw a lot of influencers working with them, so they may have had completely different situations. But because of that at-home laser hair removal experience with that device, it sort of put a bad taste in my mouth. And so Ulike contacted me several times to try the Air 10 IPL device, and I sort of ignored it. I'm kind of embarrassed about it now, but I was really skeptical. But I kept hearing great things about it removing even the thickest hair while having this ice cooling technology that you couldn't really feel, so I decided to give it a try. And I am beyond excited to share that this at-home IPL device has worked phenomenally well for me and way faster than I intended. And I am very excited to partner with Ulike to share how this has worked for me and how I use it. So IPL is intense pulse light, which is a very popular hair removal method of removing unwanted hair that uses a high intensity light source with a safe spectrum of light to target the melanin within hair follicles to inhibit future hair growth without damaging your skin. Now, because IPL technology in general is targeting melanin, it works better on somewhat lighter skin tones with darker hair. So for instance, my legs are medium toned and I have blonde hair, so I've never been able to use IPL successfully on my legs. But my bikini area and my underarms, where my skin is lighter and my hair is darker, are perfect areas. So the packaging is quite luxurious. I was really impressed with that. You get your Air 10 IPL device and a really long cord, which is nice in case you don't want to sit right by your outlet. They also include some foldable sunglasses to protect your eyes as an extra precaution. These are optional, but I do recommend using them just in case. They also include a mini razor in a case, just in case you don't have one on you, which I thought was a nice little touch, because for IPL to be effective, you need to use it on clean, dry, smooth shaved skin. They also include a drawstring pouch, which is nice. So you don't have to keep your box if you don't want to, and you can tote everything around in your little pouch. Now, they say you can see visible results within 1 to 2 weeks with the Air 10, and I definitely noticed slower growth within 2 weeks, which I was not expecting based on my previous experience. And the reason for that is the dual light technology, which is double what other IPL devices have. So you have an increased treatment area with higher energy output, which gives you quicker, more effective hair removal. They also built a skin sensor in here with skin protection technology that detects skin tones and auto adjusts your treatment according to that, and will stop flashing if the area is too dark to be deemed safe for treatment. And on that same note, they designed the sensor area to sit flush to the skin to give you the most effective contact angle for hair removal, which also senses if it's sitting flush to your skin and it won't fire if it's not. There are 4 power modes for tailored treatments. It's suitable for all skin types, even sensitive skin. I have sensitive skin under my arms, and I've been able to use this on the SHR mode, which is for stubborn hair. So play around and see what mode works best for you. It's very customizable. The way they designed it with this curve and where the button sits makes it extremely comfortable to hold so that you can easily push the button and fire it if you're using it in one of those modes where it doesn't fire automatically. And the sapphire ice cooling technology is incredible. That burning, snapping sensation I talked about experiencing earlier with other laser hair removals I've done does not exist with this device. I can't feel it at all because it remains at a constant 65-degree temperature to protect your skin from burns. The only time I ever feel a minor, tiny little snap, I'm talking tiny, is on my most sensitive bikini areas. You know where I'm talking about. And even then, it's a small snap. It's very tolerable. You don't have to do IPL daily, but you have to be consistent for it to work. As with any device, you get as much out of it as you put into it. I find this easy to stick with because it's so quick and easy to use. My biggest hurdle is not proceeding with my everyday habits I'm so used to before using this, before grabbing it. So if I know the next day is going to be an IPL day, I put this out and within view the night before. For the best results and to ensure each hair follicle is treated at least once during its active growth phase, Ulike recommends completing a full 12-week cycle that consists of 3 treatments per week for the first 4 weeks and doing touch-ups every 2 weeks for the remaining weeks. I am so glad I finally tried this. I never thought I would have a painless hair removal option that I could use at home. I mean, this has been so great versus going to a salon or a spa, and it costs less overall, and it's faster, more convenient, and it's private. I definitely now see why it's the #1 at-home IPL device, and as I said, I'm so glad I finally tried it. I'm sorry I waited so long, and I have a code for you. You can save $130 risk-free. There's a 90-day risk-free return policy. You can purchase it either on the Ulike site or through Amazon with my code StephM2024 through the links down below. If you're not familiar with Salt New York, all the products are creams that you can put in these customized palettes that you zip up, or you can put them in these little individual cases, and there is a mirror over here. It's just really great packaging, and I love that it's fully customizable. You can pick out your individual shade of everything. I'm so sorry I waited so long to try these products because they actually do work really well for my skin. I'm going to go a little bit more into that here in a minute, but they truly look like your skin but better and enhance your features without overwhelming them. The formulas melt into your skin and are basically undetectable. So in the clips you're seeing, I want to say the first thing that I did was use the contour shade. I'll have the shades here on screen as I'm talking, and just contoured where I felt like contouring. And then I applied the bronzer and then this blush shade, which is such the perfect sunburned, sun-kissed shade. Love it. And the highlighter is probably the driest formula in here, which is so funny to me. So I applied all of those first because I find that the way they mesh with my skin and fuse with it sort of acts like a skin tint and color product in one. So I need less foundation in those areas. So then I went in with the Sneaky Balm, which is such a perfect name for this foundation. It is very sneaky in the way it applies and covers and melts into your skin almost without you being able to see it happening. Now, this isn't a full coverage foundation, but that's what I want from this type of product. The under eye corrector and concealer has this unique sort of sticky, tacky texture that really adheres to my under eye and moves with it. If I don't set it, I will get some creasing. I mean, I get creasing with every concealer I use if I don't set them, and I just keep patting them in until they basically disappear into my skin and become one with it as they cover. But it's such a creamy formula. If you have dry under eyes, these are beautiful. These formulas are so unique, they're almost hard to explain how they work with your skin and your skin chemistry. I find I can apply these with a sponge, a brush, or my fingers, and they work really well for giving an undetectable natural look. Now, if I don't set my face, I will look dewy and shiny. So if you have normal to dry skin, you may really like that. But using a mattifying primer under these, which can help with the shine factor this time of year where I live here in New Orleans, and setting these with powder does not detract from how beautiful, natural, and skin-like every single one of these products looks on my skin. I did not think I was going to be reaching for these as much as I do. Now, all that said, are these the products products I'm going to be reaching for if I am going outside in 100+ degree heat and humidity. For my combination skin that gets oily in my T-zone, probably not. I'm probably going to reserve these for indoors or weather that's a little more mild. These are beautiful, and when they do wear away, they wear away gracefully. I've just been loving these so much. If you haven't looked into Salt New York, highly recommend. The formulas are beautiful, especially if you have, I would say, normal to dry skin, especially mature skin. Beautiful, beautiful formulas. I even used the bronzer on my eyelids over an eyeshadow primer, and it worked beautifully. You know, I didn't love the tinted Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder as a foundation. It just didn't wow me the way I thought it was going to. I forgot that I bought the universal untinted version around the same time. It had been sitting in a drawer. I kind of wrote it off too. And about a month or so ago, I heard a couple people mention using this as a primer in hot weather to help prevent shine, that it was a really great mattifying primer. So I pulled it back out, and as you can see, it's had some use. It's got a little scooper lid here in the top. I just scoop a little bit out and apply it only to my shine prone areas. And even though it claims to be a balm to powder formula, I find that it applies like a cream balm, and it spreads and sort of transforms first into sort of a liquid formula that doesn't mattify right away. I sort of spread it out, and I let it sit for a little bit while I proceed with some other makeup things, usually something with my eyes. And then I'll go in and press it into my skin a little bit further, and that's when it mattifies. I find this does a really nice job of controlling my shine breakthrough during the day while not drying my skin out. Sometimes mattifying primers that are extra mattifying can make me feel dry and tight, and this doesn't do that because there are some nice ingredients in here to help with hydration, and I find this smooths and helps absorb shine in a really nice way. I know I keep saying throughout this video that I'm glad I finally tried it, but that is kind of what this video is all about. I am glad that I tried this in a different way than I originally tried it and didn't like it, because I've been reaching for this quite a bit during the heat and humidity that we're having, and it's working really well under various types of foundations. Speaking of trying something in a different way and being really glad about it, before moving on to some other makeup products, I have to mention Amika the Shield Anti-Humidity Spray. Do you remember when I first tried this and didn't like it? Because I originally bought this to replace a discontinued Living Proof product that I used after my hair was fully styled. I would spray it over kind of like you do regular hairspray, but instead of holding, it just shielded from humidity. And I thought that's what this did, and it just didn't really work. I tried it a few times and didn't like it and put it to the side. And a few months later, it was a while later actually, I pulled it back out, looked at the instructions again, and realized I wasn't really using it the way it was intended. I have been using this the proper way and loving how well it works to shield my hair from humidity and frizz. So this sprays out just like a hairspray, and I spray it on my hair when it's damp, either my very first step or after I've put in some other styling products, and that's how it works best for me, and it really does work. We have, as I said earlier, a lot of humidity here, and I get some really nice frizz in my hair, and this helps control that when used properly. But this has become a key hair product for me that was not being used before. So I get it now. I get why people like this. Now that I'm using it right, it's a staple. MAC used to be the biggest makeup brand, and I think other brands have just overshadowed them over time, but they still have really great core products, and they're still making some great new releases. And I think I've been guilty of not trying some things that I've ended up loving, such as the lipstick I talked about earlier. So I have another MAC product in this video that I should have tried way sooner than I did, the MAC Stack Mascara. I wish I could show you a demo of this justice, but this is dried out and old at this point. I tried using it today, but it doesn't give it justice because it's just too old. I didn't try this for the longest time because it was overhyped, or so I thought. And there are also two versions. There's a micro wand and a mega wand. This one is the mega. And I think this comes in brown now if you prefer a brown mascara. But if you like a mascara that gives you really great volume and length, that can build up to almost fake looking lash level and that doesn't fake or smudge, this is a mascara you need. I am kicking myself for not getting this sooner, as I've said in this video already. I test a lot of mascaras and have a lot open at once, but when I opened this and realized how old it was and that I was putting it in this video, I automatically threw one into my Ulta cart so that I could buy a new one. There are certain mascaras that I keep in my rotation, and this has become one of them. It is fantastic, and I simply won't be without it, and I feel like everyone that's tried it feels the same way. So it turns out my last video maybe should have been named Makeup for Heat and Humidity rather than Travel Makeup. So whichever you're interested in, if you missed that video, you can check it out here. I've got you covered either way. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.